Hey, comic enthusiasts and pop culture lovers, I'm Ashley.
Sup, nerds? I'm Ryan, and together we are
Couple of Nerds.
Hey, nerds! We're going to be doing something a little different. Welcome to Couple of Nerds, Nerd Out Edition. Today we're actually going to be talking about something really kind of cool. We're going to be talking about She-Hulk, the new She-Hulk show on Disney+. So, Ryan, what did you think of the first two episodes?
I totally loved them. I've always been a big fan of She-Hulk, and this show really captures the character.
I'm not really too familiar with She-Hulk, but I really like how this works. She's really cool. She's got a lot of girl power, and I really like it. I noticed that the first thing that happened in the show is that she breaks the fourth wall immediately, and she starts talking to the person,
like
to the viewer.
Yeah, like how we are talking to you.
Exactly. But usually for most shows like that, you're not supposed to do that. And she does that in the comics too, if Ryan tells me right. She does that, right?
Oh yeah, she does a lot of things. Like, she will talk to the audience, she will step from one panel to the other, she'll tear through a page.
That sounds... that's ridiculous. I love it. And I noticed that she is a nerd too. She has, comic book stuff in her office, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in the first two episodes that shows a lot of girl power. There's this scene that Jen is in, she ends up being in a bar somewhere, and she just got done, hulking out, and she's all torn up and everything, and there's a whole bunch of girls coming into the bathroom, and instead of, all of them, judging her and stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, honey, are you okay? Oh my gosh, what happened? And they just immediately start dressing her up and making her look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome to see. Usually you don't see that in most, shows or anything, so that's awesome to show, a lot of girl power.
Yeah, this show is not like the other MCU Disney Plus shows that you've seen before.
Yeah, it's not like that at all. It's totally different. Didn't you think there was a bit of a variation on, the comics version of it?
Oh yeah, well sure, the comics are set in the 90s or 80s, I'm sure, and this is a different time period entirely, and a different setting because of all the MCU movies that have come before. There's a lot of differences. In the original comics, Jen was in a car accident, and then her cousin, the Hulk, Bruce Banner, had to show up and...
Oh, blood transfusion,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And in this one, it's more of a just an accident. She reaches out to go help him, and the blood just drips in her bloodstream and turns into the Hulk immediately. It's oh snap!
Yeah, because when the first She-Hulk was written, blood transfusions was still kind of a new thing, and you couldn't really... the Hulk had to do it because he was the only person who had the same blood type within range, but in the MCU, it makes more sense that it's an accident.
Yeah.
That it happened like that.
Yeah, it makes more sense, and it feels better through that. I noticed that they talked about a whole bunch of different things that showed that Tony and Hulk were actually best friends. Not the Hulk, but, Bruce Banner. They were best friends. They helped make a tiki bar kind of thing together. It deals with a lot of women's issues, but not in a pandering way, which is awesome.
Yeah.
See, I love the cousin dynamic. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the fight scenes were actually really fun and funny. I know usually we have to do trivia at the end of these episodes, but since we're talking about a show, I think we'll just leave it at that. And I think if you like any kind of Marvel movie and stuff, you'll definitely like this show.